I'm ready now, and let's go. So talking about multiple streams of income, because that's what I do. It's not the only thing I do. A lot of it, especially with individual clients, is to help them have a business that runs very efficiently and allows them to make a lot of money, whatever that looks like for them. But we don't go below a certain amount, because I can't even fathom that. So, you know, you can't steal a lot of money. Is 15,000. You probably don't have the right coach. You got to work with somebody else for them kind of numbers. But for me, you know, it's relative. I have clients who are 7-figure earners. I have clients who are 6-figure earners. We're working to have some clients that are 8- and 9-figure earners as well. I have 1 or 2 clients that are really close to that mark. So multiple streams of income is something that I talk about a lot, because it's one of the easiest ways to get to more income. And then also, I don't like to bet all on black, like not everything. And we see that so often, like, you know, things shift and change and are shifting and changing very rapidly in this economy, meaning that during the pandemic, if you had one job or one source of income and you lost that, then you were really stressed out. And so I really do believe in creating revenue streams during, you know, that allow you to move as a human being. That's a whole nother subject. So that's that. But let's talk about it. Strategies to expand to multiple streams of income. The first one, which I talk about frequently, is to look at what you're already doing and add in products and services. So for instance, we're in the process of renovating an office space, right? That's also going to dual as other things. And it's an investment that I'm making, one, because I work from the office space. 2, we hold events. 3, we know people who hold events and need spaces for different things. And what better way than to have a space that I'm already using and can open? So it is going to be another source of income and another way to keep income and revenue that we're already making. So we invest in that. And so investing in real estate is one way that I do it. It may not be something you're into. I have a client who also, well, most of my clients actually invest in real estate. From the standpoint, if they open multiple locations, they used to rent, now they buy. And I'm a big advocate of that, because sometimes landlords, and I'm a landlord, I'm not that kind of landlord, but sometimes landlords will see that you're making a lot of profits, and the next time you have contract negotiations, put you in a situation where you're like, you have to choose between renewing your contract or moving your entire business. So always go into it thinking, my business might become extremely successful, and would I be okay walking away from this location, you know, if somebody tried to play with my money? So thinking about what products and services that you can incorporate into what you already do. Let's say you don't have, your business is not that successful, period. You might want to look at one particular area. Now that's when I say kind of hunker down. Look at one particular area where you can put some energy behind it and make it successful. And then once that's successful, then how can I branch off of that? Like I was doing business coaching for years. And then I knew that eventually there's going to come a point where I'm going to be at capacity. So before that happens, I added in group coaching. And then I added in conferences and retreats. So constantly adding in, and those are multiple streams of income. Because that's different ways I can make money and keep money on the table. And then you add in courses. And then you add in books, and then you add in podcasts. And these are all things that are connected to what I'm already doing, so it doesn't add a whole lot of extra work. I'm already doing it. So that's one way I would look at increasing income streams inside of my business or inside of my life. The second way, Ah, that's a good one. I had an example here I didn't even see. Another way is I have a client who bought a bunch of buses for her business because the customers she served was using other transportation sources, and she was like, hey, we can do it. And it's a huge revenue stream as well. So just thinking about what you already do, and a lot of times we leaving money on the table. The second way, and a lot more people are talking about this, buy an existing business that's already cash flowing. Buy an existing business that's already cash flowing. And you know, sometimes you're like, well, some people I know people who they're selling not because the business isn't doing well. They're selling because they're tired of doing it. They're selling because they're ready to retire. So it's not always, oh, I got to go find a business in my... No, some people are selling a very successful business and they're over it. Sometimes the person who owned the business passed away and the children are selling it. And a lot of times they're not evaluating it properly and they're selling it for less than it's worth. That's not your concern. So look into, like, if you're already in, let's say you already do printing. Buying... I have an even better example. So the person that sprays one of my properties for termites died. I didn't know he died, but he died, right? And the children sold after he died. The children didn't want to do it. They weren't a part of it. He had employees. After he died, the children sold it to his competitor in the same city. They were out of Baton Rouge, right? They sold the business to the competitor. I got a letter saying, hey, now we're taking over your contract. And I could have said no and opted for somebody else, but I was like, well, why not? Okay, whatever. And then the competitor literally bought the business, bought all the contracts and things of that nature, and was a new person fulfilling the orders, the contracts, the services, and things of that nature. So they bought a business and added a whole nother stream because this man had a lot of clients. So buying a business can add multiple streams of income, and sometimes it's a situation where it's easy to do. And then the third way, and these are not the only way, but the third way to create multiple streams of income or increase your income was start to create relationships with banks. We just secured another property, and it was really, I got fire under my, because I was speaking at a conference. I was asked to be one of the speakers at the Black Chambers conference. And while I was there, I met a lady who was in lending, right? She came after, she spoke to me. She wanted to buy some books, which is another stream of income. And I asked her for her information. She asked for mine. And I said, I've been thinking about buying another property, but I'm dragging my feet because of blah, 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 right? We ended up, talking a little more, creating a relationship, and I ended up buying another property. From the point of me meeting her to the point of closing the property was literally less than 2 months. Create relationships. And she worked that case file, please and thank you. I mean, and she ended up being one of the speakers at my conference that was coming up a few weeks later. That was when I had the conference at Four Seasons. So create relationships with bankers and funders, because that can help you create other investments and streams of income. So those are the 3 ways that I would suggest to create multiple streams of income. First, look at your business, your products and your services, and see where you're leaving money on the table. The second one would be buy existing businesses. And then the third one would be create relationships with funding institutions and banks and lenders and things like that, so that you can move very quickly on opportunities that you may not have enough cash flow inside of your business that can create cash flow for not only you, but you got to pay them back a note. And then it also creates profit for you and equity for you. So those would be the 3 ways. I don't see any questions.